Picture it, 1964, the world in black and white TV glow, teenagers glued to transistor radios, and the sound of pop music everywhere you turned. The Beatles were storming the charts, the Supremes were lighting up dance floors, and Roy Orbison's swagger was spilling from every jukebox. It was the year Motown magic collided with the British invasion, flooding the airwaves with hooks and harmonies. Today, we're diving into 20 unforgettable songs from that year, tracks that still spark instant memories and transport you straight back to pop music's golden age. Number 1, I Want to Hold Your Hand. The Beatles. I think you'll understand when Picture the winter of 1964. Teenagers huddled around televisions, the glow of The Ed Sullivan Show filling living rooms, and the sound of I Want to Hold Your Hand exploding through every speaker. This single didn't just hit number 1, it took over the entire American pop landscape, leading the Beatles to hold all top 5 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 at one point. Its upbeat energy and sing-along "Yeah, yeah, yeah" chorus became a cultural lightning rod, turning 4 lads from Liverpool into household names almost overnight. Yet despite its joyful simplicity, the song's tight harmonies and clever chord changes still earn it respect from musicians today, proving why it remains one of the most iconic singles in rock history. Number 2, Hello Dolly, Louis Armstrong.
Look who's here.
Dolly, this is Louis.
Hello, Louis.
Imagine being 62 years old and dethroning the Beatles at the height of their invasion. That's exactly what Louis Armstrong did with Hello Dolly in 1964. His gravelly voice and warm trumpet lines brought a Broadway show tune to the top of the pop charts, making him the oldest artist ever to hit number 1 at the time. The track became a feel-good staple, its charm bridging generations and proving that classic jazz still had a place in a rapidly changing music scene. Interestingly, the success of Hello Dolly reignited Armstrong's recording career and introduced him to a whole new audience who had never stepped foot in a jazz club. Even today, its bright, welcoming melody feels like a personal greeting from Satchmo himself. Number 3, My Guy, Mary Wells.
It's not that you can say could tear me away from my guy.
Visualize a warm spring afternoon in 1964, a Motown melody floating from a transistor radio as Mary Wells' smooth, playful voice delivers My Guy. This song wasn't just a number 1 hit, it was Motown's first major breakthrough for a female artist, solidifying Wells as the label's queen before Diana Ross took the crown. Written and produced by Smokey Robinson, the track's witty lyrics and breezy arrangement gave it cross-generational appeal, making it a favorite at both teen dances and family gatherings. Yet despite her chart-topping success, Wells would leave Motown soon after, and her career never again reached the same heights. Still, My Guy remains a shining example of early Motown magic, instantly transporting listeners back to a time when soul music was just beginning to conquer the world. Number 4, Chapel of Love, the Dixie Cups.
Going to the chapel and we're
Picture a June afternoon in 1964, church bells ringing, rice flying through the air, and the Dixie Cups' Chapel of Love spilling from radios everywhere. This upbeat, joy-filled anthem was practically the soundtrack to wedding season, replacing Here Comes the Bride in the minds of a whole generation. It spent 3 weeks at number 1 and became an instant staple for ceremonies, dances, and even movie soundtracks for decades to come. Interestingly, the song was originally intended for Darlene Love, but the Dixie Cups' fresh harmonies gave it a youthful charm that connected instantly with audiences. Even today, the opening line, "Goin' to the chapel," can make listeners smile and imagine that perfect walk down the aisle. Number 5, A World Without Love, Peter and Gordon.
They say I won't stay in a world without love.
Imagine hearing a song by Paul McCartney that wasn't sung by the Beatles. In 1964, Peter and Gordon's A World Without Love offered just that, becoming a chart-topping hit on both sides of the Atlantic. With its melancholy lyrics and rich harmonies, the track stood out from the more upbeat British invasion hits of the time. It gave the duo instant fame, proving that the Lennon-McCartney magic could work wonders for other artists as well. Yet despite its success, Peter and Gordon would never quite match the cultural dominance of their contemporaries, making this song feel like a hidden gem from the era. Listening today, it still carries that wistful charm, like flipping through an old photograph you'd almost forgotten. Number 6, Ragdoll, the Four Seasons.
She was just a kid, her clothes were hand me down.
Visualize a city street in summer, kids playing stickball, jukeboxes humming in diners, and Frankie Valli's falsetto cutting through the noise with Ragdoll. This #1 hit told the story of a girl from humble beginnings, inspired by a real-life moment when songwriter Bob Gaudio gave a young girl some change at a traffic light. The song's heartfelt lyrics and soaring harmonies struck a chord with listeners, giving the Four Seasons one of their most memorable hits. In 1964, it was impossible to escape. From car radios to street corner sing-alongs, even now, Ragdoll captures that perfect mix of streetwise grit and romantic nostalgia that defined the group's best work. Number 7. Where Did Our Love Go? The Supremes. Picture the moment Motown's biggest female group finally broke through. Where Did Our Love Go? Was the Supremes' first #1 hit, and it marked the beginning of a historic run of chart dominance. Diana Ross's soft, almost detached vocal delivery over that hypnotic bass line gave the track a cool, sophisticated feel that set it apart from other pop hits of 1964. Written and produced by the powerhouse team Holland Dozier Holland, it became a radio mainstay and a favorite at teen dances across America. Yet before this single, the Supremes had been considered a struggling act within Motown, nicknamed the No-Hit Supremes by their peers. This song changed everything, transforming them into household names and laying the groundwork for a string of hits that defined the decade. Number 8. Everybody Loves Somebody. Dean Martin.
Everybody loves somebody.
Imagine the smooth confidence of Dean Martin filling the airwaves in 1964. Everybody Loves Somebody wasn't just a romantic ballad. It was a generational bridge between the crooner era and the rock and roll age. Against all odds, the track knocked the Beatles out of the top spot, proving that classic pop still had the power to captivate audiences in the midst of the British invasion. Its easygoing charm made it a favorite for lounge acts, wedding receptions, and quiet evenings at home. Interestingly, the song became Martin's signature tune and was even used to close his long-running TV variety show. Hearing it now is like being wrapped in a warm, familiar hug from one of music's most beloved personalities. Number 9. The House of the Rising Sun, The Animals.
In New Orleans.
Visualize the sudden shift in mood when this haunting organ riff hit the radio. The House of the Rising Sun brought a dark, brooding energy to the pop charts in 1964. Eric Burdon's raw, soulful vocals gave the traditional folk song new life, transforming it into a rock epic that stood apart from the sunny melodies dominating the year. It shot to number 1 in the US and became a defining track of the British invasion's edgier side. Interestingly, it was recorded in just one take, capturing the band's live energy in a way that still feels electric today. Decades later, the song remains one of rock's most chilling and unforgettable performances. Number 10. Oh Pretty Woman, Roy Orbison.
Pretty woman, the kind I like to meet, pretty woman.
Picture a crowded street in 1964. Heads turning as soon as that instantly recognizable guitar riff hits the air. Oh Pretty Woman was Roy Orbison at the peak of his powers, blending rock swagger with his unmistakable operatic voice. The track dominated the charts for weeks, becoming one of the year's biggest and most enduring hits. It wasn't just a song, it was a mood, a confident strut set to music. Interestingly, its iconic opening riff was inspired by a casual jam session with Orbison's band, proving that sometimes lightning really does strike in the moment. Even today, that riff can pull listeners back to a time when rock and roll felt unstoppable. Number 11. Do-Wah Diddy Diddy, Manfred Man.
Just a walking down the street singing.
Imagine the joyful chaos of a high school dance floor, the air thick with laughter and the sound of Do-Wah Diddy Diddy blasting through the speakers. This British invasion hit, with its nonsense title and infectious beat, shot straight to number 1 in the US, cementing Manfred Mann's place in pop history. The call-and-response style made it perfect for parties, and its playful lyrics stuck in your head after just one listen. Yet despite its goofy charm, the song's tight arrangement and energetic performance gave it staying power. Decades later, it still sparks the same carefree sing-along energy that made it a 1964 sensation. Number 12. Leader of the Pack, the Shangri-Las. Picture revving motorcycle engines interrupting a tender love song. Leader of the Pack was teenage rebellion and melodrama rolled into one unforgettable hit. The Shangri-Las turned a tragic love story into a pop culture moment, complete with spoken word verses, sound effects, and harmonies dripping with emotion. It topped the charts in late 1964, appealing to every teen who dreamed of a love that defied the rules. Interestingly, the song's over-the-top drama made it controversial, even earning bans from some radio stations at the time. Today, it stands as a perfect example of the teen tragedy genre, still able to captivate with its mix of danger and heartbreak. Number 13, Baby, I Need Your Loving. Four tops. Picture the golden sound of Motown filling a summer night. Baby, I Need Your Loving was the Four Tops' debut single for the label, and it set the bar sky high. With Levi Stubbs' powerful, soulful lead and the group's tight harmonies, the track was a masterclass in blending emotion with pop perfection. Although it peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100, its impact was far greater, becoming a template for countless soul ballads to follow. Interestingly, it was also one of Motown's first songs to cross over heavily into the pop market, breaking racial barriers in radio play. Even today, it's considered one of the Four Tops' signature songs, a heartfelt plea that still tugs at the heartstrings. Number 14, Dancing in the Street, Martha and the Vandellas. Imagine the entire world invited to one giant block party. That's the energy Martha and the Vandellas captured with Dancing in the Street. Released in the summer of 1964, it became more than just a dance track. It evolved into an anthem for unity and joy, later adopted by social movements. With its pounding beat, blaring horns, and Martha Reeves's commanding vocals, the song was impossible to resist. Interestingly, Motown intended it as a light-hearted dance number, never imagining it would take on deeper meaning during the turbulent mid-1960s. Today, it's still impossible to hear without feeling the urge to move. Number 15, Under the Boardwalk, The Drifters. Picture a hazy summer day by the ocean, the scent of salt water in the air, and Under the Boardwalk, drifting from a portable radio. This laid-back ballad captured the romance and nostalgia of a seaside escape, complete with smooth harmonies and vivid storytelling. Released just after the tragic death of the group's lead singer, Rudy Lewis, the recording was completed by Johnny Moore, adding a bittersweet layer to its success. The song reached the top 5 on the Billboard charts and became a staple of summer playlists for generations. Even now, it instantly transports listeners to the shoreline, evoking memories of young love and endless summers. Number 16, You Really Got Me, The Kinks. Picture a garage door rattling from the sheer volume of an amplifier. You Really Got Me was raw, loud, and unlike anything else on the charts in 1964. Driven by Dave Davies' distorted power chords, the track became a blueprint for hard rock and punk years before those genres had names. It was a smash hit in both the UK and the US, giving the Kinks instant notoriety. Interestingly, the song's signature guitar sound came from Davies slashing the speaker cone of his amp with a razor blade to get that gritty tone. Even now, it feels urgent and rebellious, a sonic punch that hasn't dulled in 6 decades. Number 17, Time Is on My Side, The Rolling Stones. Imagine a young Rolling Stones, still in the shadow of the Beatles, stepping onto American soil with a slow, confident swagger. Time Is on My Side became their first top 10 hit in the US. Originally written by Jerry Ragovoy and recorded by Irma Thomas, the Stones gave it a bluesy rock edge that hinted at the band's future dominance. Its steady, assured groove and Mick Jagger's sly delivery made it stand out from the flashier hits of the year. Interestingly, the song's success helped cement the Stones' reputation as the grittier alternative to the clean-cut Beatles. Today, it still carries that same cool, unhurried confidence. Number 18, Keep On Pushing, The Impressions. Picture the sound of optimism breaking through the struggles of the 1960s. Keep On Pushing was more than just a hit for the Impressions. It was an anthem for determination and hope. Curtis Mayfield's uplifting lyrics and silky vocals paired with the group's impeccable harmonies created a song that resonated far beyond the pop charts. It became a soundtrack for the civil rights movement, embodying the spirit of perseverance in a time of change. Interestingly, it was also a major crossover success, appealing to both R&B and pop audiences. Decades later, its message still feels urgent and inspiring. Number 19, She's Not There, The Zombies. Picture the first time that eerie electric piano riff floated out of a speaker. She's Not There was the Zombies' debut single, and it immediately set them apart from their British invasion peers. Written by keyboardist Rod Argent, the track's jazzy chord changes and Colin Blunstone's haunting vocals gave it a sophisticated edge that stood out on the pop charts. It climbed into the US top 5, proving that moody, atmospheric songs could hold their own against upbeat rockers. Interestingly, the band recorded it in just a few takes, capturing a fresh, almost live energy that still feels immediate today. Even now, it retains the mysterious allure that made it so captivating in 1964. Number 20, You Don't Own Me, Lesley Gore.
You don't own me.
Imagine a teenage singer delivering one of the most defiant statements in pop music history. You Don't Own Me was bold, unapologetic, and decades ahead of its time. At just 17 years old, Lesley Gore challenged gender norms with a message of independence and self-respect, something rarely heard on mainstream radio in 1964. The song soared to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, held out of the top spot only by the Beatles' I Want to Hold Your Hand. Interestingly, it later became an anthem for the women's liberation movement, cementing its cultural importance. Hearing it today, its empowering message still rings loud and clear, proving that true classics never lose their bite.